Hi Flats Tube, it's Diane. I thought I would do, this is not my regular update video. That'll probably come next week or so. This one I'm going to talk about my plans for 2021. I have a board. I have joined the School of Magical Stitches on Facebook and never been in that group before. Next year they're going to be reading through the Percy Jackson series, and my boys and I really like that series, so what a way to combine it. Oh, hold please. Okay, sorry, I had to go get one of my whips. So what I've done is I have put together a list of things I'm looking at doing in 2021. I'm not going to finish all of these. I may not even work on all of them because I know myself, and chances are, however they do market in 2021, if it's a virtual thing or what, chances are designers are going to have something I want to stitch. It's just the nature of the beast. But I went through, and in the group, which I'll link below on Facebook, you have to answer some questions to get into the group. They're simple questions, who's your favorite designer, that type of thing. How would you describe yourself as a stitcher? I think that was one of the questions. I mean, things you would expect in a stitching group to ask. I've been part of the group for about a month or so, and I like that there's not a lot of drama. I like that a lot. But for 2021, they're going to read through Percy Jackson, those first 5 books, and then the second 5 books, I think it's Heroes of Olympus, and I'm working through those with my boys, and we're enjoying them a lot. There's a lot of humor in those books. They're light-hearted look at the Greek myths. Yeah. With that being said, they have defined stitching projects. They've encouraged you to have a WIP album and define stitching projects, a large, medium, or small. And when I put my list together initially, I had 14 larges because I like larger designs, and maybe 4 mediums. I had no smalls. But apparently when they put you on teams, the smalls are going to earn points for your team or something. So I had to go through and kind of reevaluate a little bit. But this is my list for now. Some of these are definite. Yes, I'm going to be working on this 2021. Definite. Some of them, I'm going to throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks. That's kind of where I'm at right now. So, for one thing is you had to declare your full coverage piece, and I don't have a cover page for this piece because honestly I don't know where it's at. I tried to find it and I couldn't find it, but obviously I need to find it before the first of the year. And it is a chart that's a pattern that's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. It is White Dragon, the regular size, not the super size or the mini. And here's where I'm at. So I have page 1 completely done, and this is, I don't know, a third, a little more of page 2. You can really start seeing the dragon here. So this one I haven't worked on in a while, because Mini Dot was born, and I have puppies that like to chew on wooden things, and that's not an expensive frame, but it's wood. And I don't have a set stitching area right now, so it's just not conducive to do a big piece like that. I have a Lowry stand, which is fabulous to do something like that on. That is on 18 count 2/1. So you can go to the Heaven and Earth website and look up the pattern, and I'll put a link to it below if you're really interested in seeing a picture of it. That is you have to declare one full coverage piece. So that is the one I declared. I have several started, but that's the one I declared. Again, I'm not sure if this style of group is going to help me with my stitching or not, but I'm going to give it a try. So now I have my other things over here, and we're just going to go with it. I'm going to be marking stuff off my list, and you're going to be hearing rustling, you're going to be hearing zippers of my project bags, you know, that kind of thing. Just fair warning. This is the first one. This is called Disturb Us, Lord, by My Big Toe Designs. I'm using the Called for Colors on, am I using the Called for Fabrics? The Called for Fabric is 36 count lentil. I'm actually using, by Lakeside Linens, I'm actually using vintage lentil, which, if I understand the terminology, vintage just gives it a little, there is a slight difference. I'm just going to put it that way. And I've been working on this. This is the one that's been calling to me lately, and I've been working on it a lot. I've been using all the Called for Colors, which are Gentle Arts, one strand over 2 threads. And when I pulled this out, I stitched in hand, and I didn't iron this. My iron can get a pretty big layer of dust before I get it out. I had all of the words done when I pulled this out. Well, I have a finish, which I'll show in my regular update video. But when I finished that piece, I pulled this one out. And I had just a little bit on this stitched. So I've really been working on this band here. And on the pattern, that is, so here's the center words that I've gotten done, and this is the band I'm working on now. And then I'll just keep going down. So I like it. I love the colors. They're beautiful colors. And so that is one of the pieces I'm bringing into 2021 because it's been calling to me. And so I'm just going to go with it. So that's Disturb Us, Lord. I'm not going to put a link to all the patterns. But if you really want to know which you want me to specify, I will. Just email me. And my email will be below. So that one is Disturb Us and White Dragon. Okay, let's see what's in this bag. Oh, yep. This one is by Rosewood Manor. It's called Baskets. The Called for Fabric is 28 count, I believe. Yeah, 28 count. Ren by Picture This Plus, and you use the Valdani. I am using the Valdani, but I did not like the 3 strands. So what I did is I am stitching it on Ren, but in 36 count, and I'm using 1 strand over 2 threads of the Valdani, and I'm liking it so much better. So sometimes you just have to change a count of a fabric to make a project work for you. Whoops. I got papers all over here. And this is where I'm at. So I have page, sorry. I have page 1, 2, 3 done. So that's as far over as it goes. And this is page 4, I think, is completely done, and 5. Yeah, I don't remember, but that's as wide as it goes, and I know I have at least 1 more page this way. I'm loving the colors. There are a lot of color changes in this, so I would highly recommend that you use something like this, some kind of organizer. So I have threaded needles, and down the center are the symbols. And so if you have to do 4 stitches of one color, you can quickly do them, put your needle back in, and go on to the next one. For this type of project, it works fabulous. And again, this is Rosewood Manor. I saw this at Galleria, the model in 2019. It is a beautiful piece, and it's stitching up really nice. Yeah, there's only 9 pages. So I don't think I'm quite done with page 4. I think page 4 down here, you start getting into the birds. But that is one of the pieces that has been calling to me. And it is 36 count Ren instead of 28 count, which is the what the model was stitched on. It was 28. I just didn't like the 3 strands of Aldani. Maybe there's a trick to it I'm missing, but I was not happy with it. So I just switched the count of the fabric, and it's still a beautiful piece. And then I don't have a color cover picture for this one. It is the Historic Countries sampler from the Gift of Stitching magazine. I will link that magazine below. I'm stitching on 40 count white, 1 strand over 2 threads. Not necessarily in the called for. They called for dinky dyes. I'm doing it in cottons, but the over dyed cottons I pulled from my stash. Sometimes I used the called for and sometimes I didn't. So this is England part 2. This is Ireland, and I'm working on Holland. Holland comes over here. Has a few more, like 2 medallions I think, and there's something else here. But I like the mermaid. I just kind of got burned out on this a little bit. My goal was to do 1 a month, but I burned myself out a little bit on it. But yeah, it's a huge piece. All these pieces I've shown you so far, large. Especially this one. This one would probably be a super large. Extra large, super large. It's not, I don't know if you call it super size. Ooh, that's not good. Needle poke out of my project bag. Hold for a second, please, so I can sit here so it won't poke me. This I received at a retreat. It's one of those mesh bags. This is one I made for myself. And this is another one I made myself. Leaving that one out because that's one I'm stitching on. This one, Let Freedom Ring. Lila Studios. This piece is gorgeous. I'm stitching on 36 count, properly primitive by Under the Sea Fabrics. I am using the call for colors. 1 strand over 2 threads. And the call for colors are a mixture of DMC and Gentle Arts, I believe. So the building's completely done. But then I started on these motifs and a little bit on that border up there, and I need to just keep working on it. So it is Let Freedom Ring, Lila Studios. Properly Primitive by Under the Sea Fabrics. I really like the brick color, which is Calico Kitty. I really like that color. And that one is in this bag that I made for myself from the envelope style. This one, what is this one? This one actually is New Starts because I had to get some smalls and mediums. And these 2 are medium. Plum Street Sampler. Peace, Love, and Purpose. I've had this kitted a while and I thought I'm going to start this. So it's a new start. I will be stitching it on 40 count natural. I'm using the DMCs. Although I thought I got one of the over dyeds. On these, sometimes I look and see what would you really notice a difference. Let's save some pennies that way. And for this one, also Plum Street Sampler, a new constellation. This is also medium, and I am using the DMC, except I thought I got one of the blues I was going to use the called for, but I'll worry about it when I get there. This is 36 count vintage beeswax R&R. So that is another new start. And the bag made for myself. So let me mark those off. A new constellation, peace, love, and purpose, and let freedom ring, and historic countries. Okay, this one is the smalls. Erica Michaels. Be Like a Crow. Now I've started this main piece on silk gauze, and it does count. I mean, stitch wise it is a medium, but you only do half stitches, so you cut that in half and then it's a small. And this berry I've also started. Yeah, that berry qualifies as a small. So the berry, I haven't done very much. I tried to do this in the van. Didn't get very far. This is 36 count chalk latte by Fiberlicious. And then on the silk gauze, I couldn't do that while we were driving. And it's like this. So, I'm so glad I took that course, or that retreat with Linda teaching. She really took the mystery out of silk gauze. It's not so scary anymore. And I'm glad that I did that. This one is the Bristol sampler. Another bag I made for myself. The Bristol sampler from the Gift of Stitching magazine. This was in the last issue. And I'm stitching out a 40 count white using DMC 816, not the called for. I thought that one was too red, and I liked the deeper red. So here's where I'm at. I'd like to get a few more alphabets done on this because she is a big one. Be Like a Crow, small. This one, definitely big. Bristol and Be Like a Crow. This one with the needle too. Lila Studios. This is on 40 count natural. And here's where I'm at. I am using the called for colors, and yeah, I know I have a lot down there, but that's okay. I'll have enough for like a Christmas ornament or something. I love the colors in this. It's just beautiful. I know somebody who has this already finished, but she's retired right now. And my gnome bag. This one, oh, I don't have a cover picture on this one. I'll try and link one below. It is the Rose Garden Mandala. It was in the Gift of Stitching magazine, and I have all those magazines now. So I've been pulling from that for different projects. I'll try and put a link if I can find a picture. And this one's a medium, and that's where I've gotten to. I'm using all the called for on 32 count. Yeah, 32 count antique white. I chose 32 count for the beads and the crystals and stuff so they could fit. Other than that, I'm using the called for. So you can still get the pattern. It is still in print. Although I do think the name changed. They used a different name now. This is in gnome bag. On my giveaway that I talked about last video, there's a smaller size gnome bag available for a giveaway. You have to watch that video, comment on that video in order to be entered. The cutoff date for my giveaway will be December 28th of 2020, and only comments on that video will indicate to me that you're interested. If you comment on this video about the bags, because I'll show you the other one that's available, you won't be entered. This one is moonflowers. I had to put a Mirabilia on my list. 32 count Ursula by Under the Sea Fabrics. Oops, that's back. And I did a crazy January challenge in 2016. 31 new starts or something along that line. I still have a lot of those I haven't gone back to, because I figured out that that is not for me. So I didn't get very far, but the darker of the Ursula here to the lighter, I think will work really well with this pattern. And again, it's Ursula by Under the Sea Fabrics is the fabric. Looks like something didn't get on my fabric. In 2020, I finished 2 Mirabilias, and one of them was my New Year, New Start. So it's feasible I can get one of my 2 Mirabilias finished. This is also a new start, the Blue Flower Night Walked Down, on 32 count Wisteria, Fiberlicious, in the called for colors. I had purchased the Wisteria for another project, but it didn't work. So I've been saving it, and now it can work for this one. This one is Rosewood Manor Sunset in the called for colors. 1 strand over 2 threads on 36 count. What is this one? Once in a Blue Moon by Fiberlicious. And I only have, hold on, I gotta get my needle out of the way. I worked on one of the center medallions. These are the called for colors. And so my goal is to finish baskets by Rosewood Manor and then reuse that thread holder for this piece. Because again, there's a lot of color changes in here. A lot of color changes. But that's one thing that makes Karen's pattern so beautiful. Another bag that I made for myself. Yeah, Karen, I love her patterns. Her patterns, if you've ever wondered, they're nice to read. Again, a lot of color changes in many of them, but it adds just so much beauty to the overall pattern. You won't regret doing her patterns. You won't regret it. So, let's see what we have here. Oh, Rose Quaker. This is by, I'm going to, forgive me if I butcher it, Stickadine van der Weyenberg. I hope I said that right. I will definitely put their website below. They were making patterns available digitally during COVID. This pattern might be one of them. It is on 40 count flax, 1 over 2 threads. And the colors are beautiful. They're DMC colors. It calls for DMC, and they're just beautiful. They're just amazing. And that Rosewood Manor is in the called for colors. They're just beautiful. And then also Autumn Forest Quaker. Let's see if sorry, I can't find the picture. Oh, here it is. Picture. Same designer, same company, and I know this one they were making available digitally. You have to contact them, email them, and then pay them, and they'll handle it from there. This one is on 40 count Summer Khaki. which is, we were doing a grammar spelling program, and khaki is one of the words. The KH. KH is an advanced phonogram in the English language, borrowed from the Arabic. So, yeah, I'm going to get back to these two. Well, I want to get back to all my pieces, what am I saying? Again, this one is also charted for DMC. And they say on the pattern, it probably wouldn't look good in overdyes. I have to agree. I'm not sure on the rose one, but on the autumn forest, I don't think it would look good in overdyes. Could be wrong, my personal opinion. But I agree with their opinion on that. And those are both large. Most of these I've shown you are large pieces because I like large pieces. And this one is no exception. Oh, this is another bag I made for myself. Did I show that one? What's in this one? Oh, my animal bag that I made myself. I don't think I showed that bag. This one is Savior's Praise, Shakespeare's Peddler, excuse me. All the called for colors on 40 count. Beach Brew by R&R. I only started on the border. This is when I first really got into 40 count. I am a lot more comfortable with 40 count now, so I see when I pick this up again, it will be easier for me. This is a Mama Joan bag. Made by Mama Joan. I don't think she has that particular bag anymore, but her bags are very, very well made. This one is actually, that was a large. This is actually a small. The Ding Dong Ornaments Heartstring Sampler. I got this as an exclusive, but I know it's available now, or should be pretty soon, because she did it in a video. She talked about it on YouTube. I'm stitching mine on 36 count flax, right? No, this is Antique Country Mocha. Yeah, Antique Country Mocha. There's 5 parts, and I have part 1 done. So part 2 through 5 would be counted in the whatever challenge calls for smalls. I don't know. Again, it's my first year being in the group, so I don't know all the ins and outs of it yet. This is a bag that was made, Bags by Wendy. I tried to find her information to link it when I showed this bag last time, and I couldn't find it. So I'll try again. But I don't know. Yeah, that one is not 36 count flax. That is Antique Country Mocha. In the called for fabrics, or excuse me, fibers. So those are smalls. I had those started. And this guy is, let me guess. Oh, this is a new start. Claim this on Deb from Country Stitchers. Buckleberry Sampler. A large by Rosewood Manor. Oh, this one, the smaller one, is cute. It's calls for DMC. I'm stitching on, or going to be stitching it. Again, it's a new start. On 36 count, just antique white. I have 2 projects in this bag, that's why I wasn't sure if I grabbed the right one. And that one's a large. These are going to be new starts. They are the salt box series, the winter salt boxes. Summer, spring, and autumn by Plum Street Samplers. I'm not doing, this white here is all stitched. No. Smalls. So when I need a small, I've got them. And I'm just going to pull from my own overdyes or my DMC collection to see when I need them. Okay, I haven't done that one. Oops, I showed that one. And yeah. These are also new starts. I'm missing one of my patterns though. Oceans of Wisdom, Erica Michaels, 1 and 2. And again, these these include the silk gauze. I know she's been having issues getting the silk gauze, so some of her patterns will not have the silk gauze for a while. And she explains that to you, but both of mine do have the silk gauze in them. And they call for mostly weeks on this one and weeks on this one. See what I have, what I can pull from my overdyes. But because they're on silk gauze, you use half a stitch. So even though this one would technically be a medium, if you just did a full stitch, by cutting it in half, they're smalls. And I love how she gives you these other ideas from the same pattern. She just pulls different portions of it. And this gives you more detailed picture of the original. And I will be stitching on the silk gauze on these. There's another one, I'm not sure where I put it. Nativity Berry, also by Erica Michaels. I will link it, I'll find it and link it below. I have the silk gauze version, so that will qualify as a small. And again, I'll just pull from my overdyes, or I'll use the DMC alternatives, depending on how I like the colors. What's that one? Oh, let's do this one first. When I did the Erica Michaels retreat, she gave us patterns for all these little smalls. So I did the Orch jar, which is not in this particular picture, but there's a berry, a pin keep, a little pouch, a needle book, and this has some other little parts to it. There's a pin cushion, there's a little ruler here. So I have all of the materials for this. So this will qualify as my smalls, because I've been trying to find an excuse to work on them. Here we go. Oh, and this is just a mesh bag. I do like these because these are, I wouldn't call them waterproof. They're definitely water resistant. And I don't know if I showed this bag or not. Or this bag or not. So, there's that. And then this is my New Year, New Start. And Morrison. This is exclusive through Traditional Stitches by Hands Across the Sea. It's a collaboration between them. And she is my New Year, New Start. I am stitching her in the 100/3s, except my LNS didn't have like 3 or 4 of the colors. I'm going to use the Versoix on 40 count Havana. And I had to make a special bag for her to live in. And so I have 2 of these bags that I'm going to give away. If you empty, there's no project in them, just the bags. So 2 of these and then 1 gnome bag. You can find out the details on my last video. Comment on that video. Comments on this video will not apply. And then my last one. This is my other Mira. I put her in this bag, which is my favorite gnome bag, because every time I get this project out, we argue. It's a beautiful piece. It really is. And I think I'm trying to figure out why we are not getting along. And I think partly because I used to bobbinate and now I use floss drops. So I'm going to switch over all her bobbins to floss drops. That might be part of it. And I love the fabric. It's Persephone. Not to mention, we're going to be reading Percy Jackson. Yeah, I think it's appropriate. Now, I am not doing the wallpaper. I'm not doing that. Whenever I look up here, I see a face. I just don't think it's necessary. I think having her stand out, she's beautiful. It's a stunning piece. And she was released in 2013, which is when I started her. So she's my oldest whip. And I would like to have her off the whip list. I've been trying to do that since I've been on FlossTube, is just really take one of my oldest whips and have it by the end of the calendar year to have it gone. And so she is on for this year. So I'm going to I have the floss drops to redo her threads. She's in 32 count antique country mocha, by the way. And I also think I need to get a working copy. I didn't always use working copies, but I'm thinking that that's kind of a mental block for me for whatever reason, but here's where I'm at. So I have a lot of her like knee area done, which I look at the pattern and I'm like, you know, I have a lot of that boring part either done or a good chunk of it done. And, you know, like the outer edge here of her skirt, that should be fun. So I have like this section done, which is kind of the boring part. But I don't know, I have some kind of mental block on her, and I'm not going to do the wallpaper. And on this fabric, she's just beautiful. This fabric is fabulous. I don't have all the beads, but I usually don't kit my mirrors with beads. I wait till I have them close to being done. They're focused. So, yeah. I'm using the Call for Colors, 2 strands over 2 threads. I like 36 count, 1 strand over 2 threads, 40 count, 1 strand over 2 threads, 32 count and 28 count, and 18 count. It depends on the piece. So I'm just going to leave this out because I need to redo her threads. So I'll do that while this is uploading. Yeah, I just want her, and again, I like this pattern. I love this fabric. I just don't know why we get in a fight every time I get her out. So I'm going to have a working copy made and then redo her threads, see if that kind of sparks my interest. And my goal with her is to have her complete in 2021 and Morrison complete in 2021. And there was Disturb Us, Lord, complete, Baskets complete, and some of my smalls complete. The others, I'd like progress on them. I'd love to have the Historic Countries one done. We'll see. We'll see if that one gets done or not. So I'll leave her over there. The children are destroying things. They broke the broom again. Mind you, I just got a new broom. It wasn't that long ago. But they'll just break it in half. I do not understand. So that is my master plan for 2021. It could change next week. One never knows. But I will link the group. Again, you have to answer a few questions to join. Very basic stitching type of questions. I've enjoyed the group. It doesn't seem to be not a lot of dramatic hysterics or anything. A lot of humor and encouragement, you know, that kind of group. That's what I found, even though I've only been in it a month. That's what I have found in this group. And you're welcome to join. I chose not to join their current challenges. I'm just lurking and kind of figuring it out. So hopefully this will keep my stitching going, which is what we all want to do. But yeah, I'll let you go and put this stuff away. And again, if you want to be entered for a bag that looks like this, except it's smaller and there will be nothing inside, or 2 bags, I have 2 bags available that look just like this, except the lining on the inside is different. These bags are lined, but this is where I'm putting my Ann Morrison. If you are interested in that drawing, follow the video. It's called Quilting and Stitching. I want to say it's 124. I could be wrong. You have to comment on that video by December 28th, which is when I'm going to do the drawing. And then I will ship anywhere in the world. And yeah. So I look forward to seeing other people's plans for 2021. I don't think I'm going to do Year of Whips this year. I'm going to stay in the group because I like the group a lot. I like Melanie a lot. But she's focused on series, and the only thing I have that's a series would be the historic countries, to be honest. But that's okay. That's okay. I'll stay in the group and encourage others and enjoy their progress, because that's what we want to do in our community. I'll put my email below if you want more information about a specific project. And no, I do not sell bags. If you want project bags, So Much to Love, Made by Mama Joan, Stitch and Button, Rika, blah, blah, blah. Stitching with the Sisterlies, always talks about her. Look at their videos. Sometimes Kindred Stitcher puts out bags for sale, and there are people who are doing bags and they do a fabulous job, so you can go pick their brain. But I'll let y'all go, and today is December 3rd, 2020. My hubby's birthday is December 5th, 2020. I know that's when Anne Morrison officially starts, but I'm not starting her till January 1st. But again, the due date on finishing would be December 5th, 2021. That'll be easy for me to remember because it's my husband's birthday. But I hope that y'all had a good Thanksgiving if you're in the U.S., or you celebrate in another way in another country, maybe by another name. I don't know. But your December is going well for you. And, Christmas can be chaotic for a number of reasons. Hopefully that's been kept at bay. I'm trying to keep it at bay. Trying. I haven't 100% finished my Christmas shopping, but I'm well over half, which is good. So I will let you all go, and I will do a regular video where I'll show my finish. I will show my son's quilt, which I was able to pick up, and they did a fabulous job on it. It's beautiful. I'll show that in my regular update video. So, love to you all. Bye.